So welcome to the Node.js Node API team meeting for June 14th, 2024. We will go through the agenda using our usual approach of looking at what's tagged for milestone 11. I guess first thing, does anybody have any, let me share my screen here. Does anybody have any things that we should share in the Node API world?
I think it was a message on the news. It was shared that there is new implementation Swift Node. Yeah, from this one.
Okay, so maybe we should be adding it into the list there.
I guess so. Like we have a kind of a list of all these additional implementations of Node API. I think it's will be worth to add into this list.
So maybe I'll see.
And I don't think he's an author. He's just using.
Sorry, say that again.
I think this person is not an author. He's just using it.
Right, but if it's one that we're aware of, I'm just thinking he could PR it in as like, because the list is really like, here are the ones that we're aware of, right?
Yeah, his name is Jamie. Sorry, like popped up out of my head. I was interacting with him on native script development. He's one of the key developers there. Native
Okay.
script. And he says like,
Okay, well, so that's good. But I think we don't necessarily want to put that in here, do we? Because that shows up in the shows up in the feed. Okay, you're right. So I mean, if you've been in contact with him, you might ask him if he wants to PR it in, because
okay,
might
I'll
as well
ping.
have the ones people are finding and using in the list.
Okay, I'll do.
Okay, great. Any other news people would like to share? Okay, then anything that we want to discuss on the warning on NAPI experimental, Node SQLite 3 performance, or burning down testing of add-ons?
I've asked another question about that PR because like they have a for Node SQLite 3 they have a like a engine check in there, like a manual check for like Node.js version, and it only supports like version 10, and I'm like, what? SQLite 3 runs on like the latest and greatest version. So I just left a
Okay,
question, another question there. So I'm not sure if there's been any answer. I didn't get a chance to check.
okay, sounds good. Then I think anything on the coverage side of things? If not, then we can look to see. I don't think there were any new stale issues. Probably nothing to discuss on that front. So we might as well dive into the issues in the repos. We can start here. This one I was wondering, looks like it could be ready to land.
I think so, yes.
Okay. I just figured I would check here, and if the answer is yes, I'm just going to push the button right now. Okay. Thanks for working on that. Good to get that first step done.
Thank you.
Then this one, I think there was a suggestion for some changes. I'm not sure whether they'd been, I see, okay, there's a few changes quite recently. So I guess Vladimir, you probably hadn't had a chance to look at them yet, but that'll be the next step, right?
Yeah, I just updated to address Vladimir's suggestion. Thank you, and please take a look at it if you have time.
Yeah, I just looked at it a few minutes ago. I just signed off at the moment, so I think it's good to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
you want me to press the squash button too, or do you want to, one of
Yes,
you
we
want to
need
do
a
that?
second to finish up this.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, feel free to land it once it passes. And then
Now that Gabe's
Yep.
changes have been merged in, I'll have to update this PR.
right, okay.
It's almost as if this PR would supersede a lot of Gabe's changes though. So I don't know if we want to do a release now with Gabe's changes or wait for this to end up going in. I'm not exactly sure like the priority of because like building with experimental was broken, and now that Gabe's PR is in, we can do a release so that it's no longer broken, and then work on this, incorporating his changes or whatever. And then eventually when we do another release, that's when people that are using experimental would have to change their implementations.
I think that's a several minor change, right? So I think it's safe to publish a several minor version.
For Gabe's changes,
Sorry, is that a several major?
I think so. Yeah, it
um,
would mark a December major.
This one, right? Or the previous one?
the
The
previous
previous
one,
one.
Right, yeah,
Gabe.
okay.
Yeah, that one was marked as major.
Because that one, like, are you saying that the PR you're working on requires additional changes to people's?
Well, yes, because if they're going to be using experimental, if they're going to be using experimental, then they have to use the Node.js variants of the finalizers because
Hmm.
that needs to be passed as the parameters.
Right. I don't know. I almost wonder if like one time having to make change is better than two, right?
Well, for Gabe's implementation, there were no changes necessary.
Okay.
Uh, right. So
So
that's why I was really confused also why it was marked as Semver Major.
yeah, now that I think about it, I'm also a little confused about that.
Right, because
Yeah,
it's fixing an issue and like you didn't have to modify any tests in your code.
well,
No.
So let's
yeah, I
find
thought it
that
was a
one.
several minor, but looking at the history, I think Michael, you marked it as a several major 2 weeks ago.
Right. I'm trying to find which PR was that?
You may want to do a filter by author on the
The number is 1409.
4009.
Yeah,
Okay. 4009 seems too big.
No, 1409.
Okay, 1409. Yeah, got it. There we go. Right, so Semper Major, let's see if we can. Semper Major.
I think all the changes are guarded with the feature definition. So I think it could be a several minor if
Okay.
possible.
I suspect I would have done that like in our meeting.
We,
were discussing it
yeah,
or
we
something.
discussed it in the meeting, but I don't really recall why.
Yeah,
Like,
like if
Check if there are any
here,
changes to the test. There is one. Oh, no, never mind. In the end, there were no changes, only to the binding JIP, right, in the test. Okay. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah. Then I don't know why it's major. Honestly, I don't remember our discussion.
okay, so we
Right. So in my mind, it may be better to do this as a
Yep.
minor release, and then uh, when my changes get incorporated, that would be a major release.
Okay, I will change that then to be
To be honest, I'm not even sure that it's Semver Minor, right? Because I haven't added any APIs. I just fixed the existing ones so that they work under experimental conditions, right? So like there's nothing new that people can call that they couldn't call before. I mean, it's like not even minor, it's a patch release, really, right? Because I haven't added new APIs.
Yeah, you can't go backwards though.
So yeah, that's also true. There's nothing changed in the public header.
Okay, so maybe we just have nothing for center patch. Okay, so I'm going
Yeah, maybe we can
to,
just remove all the
Yeah.
labels.
yep. Okay. So yeah, I think in that case, doing a release and then a major does make sense. And so probably we should tag this one with major then, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Oh, this is actually good because if people are not ready to upgrade to the new Semver Major, then they at least they'll have something working even in experimental with whatever version they have.
Yep.
Okay. So let's make an issue, new issue, publish, connect, release. PRs should land to that. Do we have any other PRs that we should land before we do that?
I think with checkcast could go to, right?
Yeah.
If it's worth waiting for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since that
Gentlemen,
one
we
is
can't hear you if you're speaking,
Build is complete, so technically it's
unless it's me. I think it's me. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We can hear you, Michael.
But perhaps he cannot
it sounds like
hear us. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like.
Okay, it was just me, I guess.
All right.
I don't know how my sound got muted, but anyway.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Should we wait for this one, or what was the?
No, we can merge it now because build is completed finally.
Okay. So let's do that. And then, so I think we don't have any PRs. Is there anything we should wait for in terms of anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Any volunteers to do the release?
I can do it. Maybe we can set up a set up an automation so that we can have a GitHub action to release automatically.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, that reminds me, we were in the process of setting up the release automation on the headers repo.
Yeah, that would be good. I think we can take the same procedure for the two. Did you have any luck with that repo?
We still need to add the publish token.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Right. I
So
think you were going to set something up with me. Was
yeah, it
Yeah,
slipped
okay.
my mind.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Because yeah, if we had a button to just say push the button or approves PR or something like that, it might be like, yeah, if we created a PR for the release notes and then approval of that triggered the release or
yeah,
something.
there will be a like release please bot that will create a PR each time you land a pull request, and they do update the pull request with any new PR land on the
Okay.
main branch, and you can just land that release bot PR, and it will create all the tags and the release from the npm. That would
Okay.
be that would be promising.
Sounds good. Okay. So got the issue to do that. Let's take a look at any other issues. This one, I think that was just a reminder to do this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I left it so we don't forget.
Okay. Is the right? Okay, so just the function ref. Okay. This one, yeah, worth looking at, but I think we discussed it last week. I don't know if there's anything new. So any other new things to chat about here? No, okay, let's look at and okay, I got the right one anyway.
Excuse me, could you go back for a second? I think like we can
Sure.
close one of the issues, like this idea detect.js calls at compile time. So number 5 or 6, yeah, this one.
Yep.
Gabriel, you think it's already been implemented or?
No, I was hoping that we might use type inference to determine whether we need to call post finalizer or not, but I don't think it's possible. So yeah, I think that's difficult. We'll see how Kevin's changes turn out. You know, and how the types end up lining up, and then maybe, but I'm not confident that we'll be able to do that.
Okay.
Okay,
I
but it's
thought
worth
it sounds
leaving open
complicated,
until
but
then.
okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Not too late. I guess this one was mentioned before, and a few people said they thought it looked reasonable. Anybody else want to take a look at it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I'm checking if there's anything, if everything is in the new document,
Yeah, that's
so
good to
that
do.
we can be confident with landing it.
Okay. So sounds good. Right, for that one, I don't think we talked a bit about last week, but I guess at that point, anything else in the list here that we should chat about? See anything new? Okay, well, if not, we'll call it a short meeting. Thanks for everybody's time, and we'll see everybody in GitHub next week.
Have a good weekend.
Yep.
Okay,
Have a good weekend.
thanks.
Talk to you all later.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
See you later.